host with White Labs, an e-commerce marketing agency. Today's guest is Holly. Holly, feel free to introduce yourself and let our viewers know a little bit more about your background.
I'm Holly Meyer, and I'm the owner of Chicky Chicky Bling Bling. I create custom, unique, personalized party accessories and children's gifts.
Awesome. How did you get into this industry?
Well, I had a little girl and found out it'd be quite expensive to adorn her with all the treats. And I found this headband that I loved that was really expensive. And of course, I wanted to buy it for her in every color. And my husband said, find another way. So I started kind of making my own. And then it spiraled into, I got into a big box store. And so then I learned how to design and have my designs made and imported in. And then, as all big box store companies do to small brands, they knocked me off. And so then I was left to figure out something new to do.
Gotcha. Well, tell me more about your products and tell me more. Tell me more about the brand.
So I've kind of evolved now. I love making my kids' lives as magical as I can because I know once they're adults, it's no longer going to have so much magic when reality of the world is in. So I've always tried to make their birthday parties just extravagant and magical. And at some point, one of my friends said, you really need to box this up because you do things so differently. And I would buy your party boxes because I'm not that creative. And I think you need to box this up. And having been kind of burned with a lot of inventory from the big box store, I figured out how I could use like the leftover inventory I had, but also create these new products and these party boxes and kind of move forward in that direction. And so I started doing the teepee tent type sleepovers, and then I hand make the banners to go with them, and I use some of the hair accessories that I had left to decorate the tents and to create unique reusable party favors that parents will like a little more and that are different than the party favors you're getting at every birthday party. And then I make these pillow bed cases, and then I can personalize those. So it can kind of be as personalized if you want. If you want to give each child something with their name on it, you can. Or if you want to plan to reuse it, you can. I've tried to make all of my pricing work very similar to what it would be if you were renting, except you get to keep everything. So if you've got more than one child, you get to reuse that, and maybe you keep the teepees and the pillow beds, and you ask me to make a new party banner, like to create a different theme for each child, but you are only kind of replacing the inexpensive thing, or just so that child can have sleepovers all summer. So that's really kind of where I've shifted gears to. At one point in time, I manufactured squeaky boots, hair accessories. Now I kind of just focus on unique children's gifts and party boxes. And my goal is really to have children use their imagination and move away from so much of the digital. And my goal is to make simple products that create fairy tale moments and memories to last a lifetime.
Awesome. That's amazing. Who is your target audience?
My target audience would be parents and grandparents of kids probably age 3 to 12. Although I've seen my actual audience tends to be a lot more grandmother heavy.
I can see that.
Until all the grandparents are getting the grandkids in, because that's when I sell the largest amount of TV bundles, is for them to set up on Christmas morning.
That's great. Well, I know you have some competition. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I've had people order the teepees for bachelor parties and sweet 16 parties. People are always surprising me with what they want to use my products for.
All ages. That's great. What I was about to say is, I know you have some competition. What makes you better than your competitors?
Well, I was the first one on Etsy that had these complete party in a boxes, I believe. And now they're a dime a dozen. The only thing that I say that sets me apart is I truly enjoy making and creating these little dreams and magical moments. And so I'm going to put my heart and soul into every party box. So, if you call and say my child likes this color and we're into this and that, I do my very best to create a a box that totally captures what your family wants, what you want for your child. If you contact me and say, hey, I really want to do this, but I can't afford this, then I can kind of work with you to figure out, well, what pieces can we take out or substitute with something that isn't as labor intense for me or cost me as much to try to bring that box down to something that you can afford. Really, I think it's just the flexibility, and I really care about my customers. I'm not so much about uh, quantity as I am about quality and everybody being happy with what I've provided.
What are your what are some of your best sellers?
So one of my best sellers is the spa party package, and it has lace teepees. It's changed throughout the years. At one point, it had little makeup boxes. Right now, it has lighted up mirrors and makeup brushes, and then party favor jars with spa themed accessories, spa banners, and that one's been a really big hit. Another big hit has been movie night, because a lot of that one can be used a lot for family nights at home. And it comes with the three teepees, the three pillow beds, movie night banners, popcorn plush animals with removable popcorn kernels that you can have popcorn bites with. Um, and it also has a small party favor jar with some accessories. And then every year at Christmas, whatever Christmas themed ones I've created for that year usually sell. I've done a lot of Christmas gnomes, one that looks sort of like Dr. Seuss. It's red and white polka dots with lime green. And that seems to be what the biggest sellers have been, at least for the last 2 years.
Awesome. It looks fun. My daughter has one little teepee in her room. She's two. She goes in it all the time. What are some challenges that you faced as an entrepreneur in the last few years, and how are you able to overcome them?
So one of the challenges that I faced, like I said, was I feel like every time I create something special, of course, people copy it. And
Yeah.
that's just part of life, I guess. Another thing I've noticed, at least on Etsy, is I'm trying to play by the rules. So, I may have an all pink party theme, but I haven't infringed on Barbie, where a lot of other people are.
Yeah.
And I think that hurts me in search rankings when someone's, looking for Barbie,
Hmm.
and, they're finding that item, but not mine, because I'm not, you know, using the trademarked items and stuff like that.
That's
Um,
fair.
so that's kind of hurt me, as people have added on these party packages like I do. Um, shipping, shipping is a nightmare. Prices in shipping keep rising, and everyone wants free shipping, and everyone wants stuff in 2 days. And these are very large, heavy boxes, so it's kind of not possible. Those probably would be my biggest hurdles. And just when I'm a one man show, it's kind of hard to keep up with what everyone else is doing on social media and creating the products and putting the time that I want to into order fulfillment. It just becomes hard to manage my time appropriately. And I always just rear back to the orders that I have. Those always come first. Because without
Amazon had to
having
mess
too
everyone
much,
up with the free shipping, right?
I'm sorry?
Amazon messed everything up with the free shipping and the overnight, and yeah, I
Amazon
get it.
is monsters. They
Yeah.
really do. I was on Amazon for a while, and I've chosen not to sell anymore. One year I did $18,000 worth of costume wings, and I paid for 2 day shipping. All arrived in 2 days. And January 1st, because October falls in Amazon's extended return policy, I got $18,000 worth of costume wings back with
Wow.
answers like didn't arrive in time or changed mind, yet the costume wings came back with chocolate smeared all over them, and
Jeez.
things hot glued to them. And, I send them flat so they don't get bent. Some people sent them back in a box that was the size of the smallest thing they could cram them in.
Wow.
And so I really felt like they've created a monster, and, oh, I'm just going to use it and return it. But
Yeah.
someone asked for that, even though they're not. I was still on the line for shipping both ways. And so I believe the longer that Amazon lets that go on, prices are going to have to rise because vendors can't afford that.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. You've mentioned Amazon. What are some successful activities you've done to promote the brand?
I've had a lot of success on Etsy. Recently,
Great.
like I said, it has slowed because I think there are getting to be so many more people that are doing the same thing that I was originally doing. But I have had great success on Etsy. I have good success on my own personal website, and
Good.
I've been trying to work to be able to add all the personalization details on that. But since I'm also the one creating the website, it just takes me a little longer to get all the
Yeah.
bells and whistles implemented.
Awesome. What is your future plan and the plan for the brand?
I kind of plan to just keep trucking along. I'm hopeful some of the Etsy sales will come back around. I've been working hard to slowly create some blogs that will possibly generate more traffic to my own website. And I mean, I just enjoy doing this. I don't need to be a Fortune 500 company doing it. I
Yeah.
just want to do it for the few people that I can do it for.
Awesome. Is there any advice you could give an entrepreneur looking to start an e-commerce brand?
I would say that one thing I've seen with friends or family is too many people get wrapped up in creating a business plan instead of just trying to sell. Like, get the selling going, see if the product that you have is going to sell, get money coming in before you get so bogged down trying to create the perfect business model or the perfect business plan. Um, because once you have money coming in the door, then you can tweak and tinker, what you need to scale up or to scale down, or this is working and this is not working, versus trying to come up with this perfect plan before you start that you really have no idea how it's going to go.
It's great advice. I like it. Holly, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want our listeners to know about yourself and the brand?
Not exactly. I mean, I try to, like I said, I'm trying to build my blog so that I can help parents. So often you can host your own magical party. You pick a theme and then you just look around the house at things that you can turn into these items. So like if you're going to have a fairy birthday party, you go grab some sticks out of your yard and you paint them gold and now you have fairy wands, and you can use salt or sugar for fairy dust, on the kitchen table. And you don't have to go buy expensive glitter. Like there's so many things that are just hiding in plain sight in your house that you can use to really elaborate the children's experience, especially younger children. They're fascinated by such simple pleasures.
100%. I've seen that. Well, Holly, well, thank you so much for coming on the White Pod and telling your story and talking about your brand. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.